We're here in Congregation Shari Tzedek in Southfield, Michigan, with Dr. Manuel Sklar. Dr. Sklar, in addition to having been in attendance on that particular Saturday, was one of the physicians who actually tended to Rabbi Adler, rode with him to Sinai Hospital. And as you think back at that, Dr. Sklar, 50 years later, and you listen to your heart, what are the things that still come to mind? What do you still see that fateful morning, and what do you still remember about that 10 or 15-minute ride? What were you feeling? What was going through your mind heading to Sinai Hospital?
Let me start with the first shot. I was walking out of the synagogue to make a phone call, and as I walked the aisle, a man passed me going up to the bima. I wasn't aware of the significance at the time. As I reached the door, I heard a shot, and I turned around, and the first shot was in the ceiling. And then there was a harangue. I ran to the phone and called the police, and then came back. And when I returned, the rabbi had already been shot. As I reached the bima, I was accompanied by Dr. Ruvain Barlavov, and we immediately examined the rabbi. He was conscious, and tried to make him as comfortable as he could be. Shortly thereafter, the ambulance and the police arrived. He was carried to the ambulance, and I sat with him during the ride to Sinai. I had also called Sinai to alert them to the fact that the rabbi was being brought in, shot in the head. I believe that because death did not occur immediately, the impact really didn't hit us as a community until he actually was buried and passed away.
What kind of grief care, what kind of consolation, psychological counseling was available, offered? Was it even something that people thought about in terms of several hundred people who were presumably very traumatized by what had just happened in front of them?
I cannot recall, and I cannot recall any special program or any special events that the synagogue had at that time to deal with the issue. But I do remember, rather vaguely, Rabbi Groner at that point coming to the fore and providing the rabbinical assistance that was required at that time and was most appropriate and strong in his eloquence, in his manner of dealing with the congregation at the time it happened and at the subsequent events in the funeral.